was,
But when you get it, though, what do you get?
Well, that's
the whole point of the story.
People don't really know because the people that have solved it aren't talking about it.
They're not talking.
The chest bounce it.
Well, no, because that's the whole idea. So people are thinking that it's a recruiting thing for the NSA.
Well, but then it went global. So, like one of the things that when you solve one of these puzzles, it like basically released 17 coordinates.
The hounds.
No, yeah, released the hounds. No, it released 17 coordinates around the globe, and so these guys all basically started working together and saying, okay, the one that's in Holland, you live in Holland, go find what's at that coordinate. And
it was like geocaching
to some degree, yeah, because
thing I don't
it
get.
was like it was what's the I can't think of the stupid. It's not a hashtag. It's the QR code.
Oh yeah, right.
It was a QR code on the back of a poster on a telephone pole. That took you to another clue. There was one where it was in someplace else it was a different kind of clue, a different kind of picture.
The other thing that was fascinating was a lot of the locations that these geocaches or whatever it was that they were calling them were areas that had large concentrations of government facilities and large concentration of white hat hackers, people that were already in the know, people that would find this interesting to begin with. So whoever set this up, whatever group is setting this up, knew their target market, like knew where to plant.
It sounds like some World of Warcraft guy like giggling. Like,
well, but no, so that's what they said.
But these clues are not for something,
Well, yes, I mean that's what they said is when it hit the 17 global coordinates, that's when they were like, all right.
This is
now we know we're not dealing with a basement dwelling tard.
Yeah,
that's basically just doing this in their free time. That,
like a box of Cheez-Its at the end of it.
Right, and a Mountain Dew.
Well, they were using the Tor network at some point, weren't they?
Yeah,
or they were directing people to use
almost everything. Almost everything that's going on. If it happens online, it's in Tor.
That's the whole Tor network. That's like the soft underbelly of the black internet,
the dark net
that nobody knows about. That it's bizarre to me. We
talk about mashed potato machines now.
Yeah, Bob's over here sleeping.
It's so obvious that Bob made it 3.5 minutes into that article.
Exactly. We're back to the QA discussion with
Like I said,
Bob.
I'm just thinking about like Cannonball Run and like stuff that makes me laugh.
How can I make this make sense to me?
Exactly.
No, but I mean it is. I mean it's fascinating, and because that whole crypto, and we were talking about whether it was guys like Mitnick and and those guys back in the day, and all the basics of hacking and encryption and all that kind of stuff. Just where it's gone and what it does, and the truly weird part of this is that nobody knows who's behind it. Like they know they found bit images of a cicada, which is why they're calling it the cicada.
Right,
group.
that's how it got its name.
But that's like nobody truly. So like the four guys that made it behind the scenes or behind the glass or behind the curtain into the website before this guy aren't talking about what happened after it.
Yeah.
So and they know that they know who the four are because there were conversations about it, but they have no idea what happens after that and what the scoop is, and was it a job offer, was it a take the blue pill Neo, was it
right? Yeah, they're now outside the matrix.
So yeah, I mean it's just I mean that to me is just
from a geek point of view, it is. I mean, I know Bob's joking about it, but from a geek point of view, it's just fascinating. The whole cryptography thing is just, it's unreal.
Well, yeah, I mean, and too, one of the things you were touching on though is the dark net. I mean, it's, to me, that's where some of the most fascinating and outlandish crap, truly is. I mean, we had talked about Silk Road a while ago.
How does one even access the dark net?
So let me go back. I mean, the people that win these cryptography contests, are they getting like hired by RSA?
Nobody knows.
That's the whole point.
They're sworn to secrecy, like they can't.
Well, they're not talking about it.
They're not talking about it. That's the whole point.
Are they still around or
they
vanished?
No, they're around.
No,
like I said, they know who the four are. And they know where they are, but they don't.
Can't you check his LinkedIn profile to see what he's doing?
Yeah, I'm sure he's posting a lot about his results. He's on his Facebook account right now.
Chief Cryptographer, Cicada Group.
Yeah, why not?
They've endorsed one another.
You know what he's doing? The winners are calling the Yahoo tech support number right now.
No, I'm just trying to. What confuses me more, like the Black Friday shoppers or like the people that do this? Like that's I'm arguing in my head right now. Like what?
And this is Bob's perspective,
right? I think I speak for the majority.
But see, okay, so here's the thing. So how can you say that as deep dive addictive as you get into like Grand Theft Auto?
Right.
That's all puzzles.
There's an end to the.
There's an end to this,
but there's an end to
don't know, and really,
it's a mystery end,
right? But you can play GTA 5 forever.
You don't know. You don't know. But you don't know how GTO is going to end, right? Or GTA is going to end, right?
I already finished it.
Well, when you bought the game,
no, you didn't know,
right? So that's the whole point.
That's the whole point.
I never like putting puzzles together, but game's different.
No, it's really not. You still have to solve things in the game.
You know what I saw the worst
You
thing
just
ever?
refuse to see it
No,
that way.
I saw the worst thing ever was a puzzle that didn't have corners, and it was like the worst thing I think.
Oh, the
ever.
puzzle without edges?
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Oh, it's like
This house cannot have a 90-degree angle.
it's like, screw all of you.
Round as a friggin' donut. What are you talking about?
You know what though? No, I get your analogy with the whole video game thing, but like, is it entertaining to find coordinates though and looking under rocks for
Yes.
QR codes?
To some people,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow. All right.
Dude, like I said, I mean, it's, geek brain wiring is just, we're off a little bit, and it is what it is. Like I said, I mean, it's no different than, as much as I, like, bitch and rail and complain and whine about, whenever something goes sideways at work and I get a phone call on a Saturday night or Sunday morning.
You don't bitch and whine.
No. Dave.
Never.
No.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's okay. I'm the one that has to solve this problem. Let's figure out what it is and let's get it done. And what is it and where is it and how does it happen? Yeah, that's absolutely fascinating. It's that challenge that it keeps your brain moving, man. I mean, that's part of the fun of it. But to your, getting back to the whole darknet thing, I mean, it's, there are huge entire, like, there's a whole internet that nobody knows about it. It is almost kind of, Matrix-esque.
Well, it's fascinating to me. Like, it uses an entirely different routing system.
Yeah, Tor. Yeah, onion routers.
Yeah. I don't even know how to explain that. Like, I'm speechless.
No, I mean, it's so
Like, how do you
well, they call them
your normal computer cannot access it without installing something specific.
Well, yeah, you need the Tor browser,
Right,
or there's
right.
the thing I shot you guys today. You can actually get basically Tor in a box. For $50, you get a. For $50, you get basically.
Say torn box.
Yeah, we already talked about that. Yeah, which brings us back to the perineum.
What is that?
The taint.
Oh,
But no, so I mean, you can get a basically it's a box that plugs into your router, that then gets you access into
The
Tornet.
router plug into the box.
Right, yeah, it's all about the hardware that goes into the box. I'm aware, but no. So I mean, onion routers. I mean, they're called onion routers because they work kind of in the same way. There's layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, and it's true, internet privacy and true internet anonymity, and that's how the whole Silk Road thing was going on. You can go out and you can order a hit on people, through a true, you can buy drugs, you can buy guns, you can buy.
You got to wonder that
people,
the government, like the NSA, is like all over the Tor network. I mean,
I'm sure they are.
That same article that we've been talking about for the past 20 minutes was talking about the whole. It dove into the whole Tor network, and a lot of the clues were within the dark net, right? And he made the comment that that's where a lot of, unfortunately, that's where terrorists hang out. That's where human traffickers hang out. That's where child molesters hang out. But if that's the case, you would think the government's all over the Tor
But it
network.
doesn't. But that's the point. It doesn't matter if they are. I mean, so when you're talking about a truly anonymized protocol, like you are within Tor, you could probably. I'm sure there
But
are
isn't
ways.
the
to,
single point of weakness the browser, the Tor browser, accessing the whole darknet? Anyways, it's got to go back to your own computer.
ultimately, but that again, whole point of onion router. It's not your browser accessing it. It's layer within layer within layer within layer within layer,
just frickin'
talking
crazy.
to other systems that are layer beneath layer beneath layer beneath layer endpoint. So I mean, if you've got 10, 20,
like Matrix
50,
crap.
No, well, but if you've got 50 layers of it's security through obfuscation.
Yeah.
It's if you've got 50
I'm just going to block a port.
right. If you've got 50 layers between you and whatever you're trying to get to, yes,
You have time to get away.
right, and I'm sure it's absolutely traceable, and I'm sure it's multiple people's full-time jobs at the NSA and CIA and those guys, to basically hang out and see what they can find out. But like Bitcoin transactions,
Right.
Totally anonymous network. There was a whole to-do today where they said, hey, there were these 13 accounts that all consolidated and sent like the equivalent of $6 million worth of Bitcoin somewhere. What the hell is it? They don't know. They know the transactions happen because they can watch it happen, but they
don't know where it's
know
going.
where it's coming from. They don't know where it's going to. They don't know any of that nonsense.
Bitcoin's as confusing to me as flight.
Yeah,
the fact that it's.
Oh yeah, we had a fantastic conversation at the bar where Bob doesn't understand how planes fly.
I don't. I have no idea.
Actually, pilots don't know how they fly either.
Yeah, pilots don't know how to fly.
Yeah,
Man, so what's the
ask them
difference?
about fly-by-wire. Their eyes will glaze over.
The fact that you can buy $500 worth of Bitcoin 4 years ago and now it's worth $1 million.
I don't know what the
Right.
hell
Makes
Bitcoin
no-
is. It's still
how does it?
baffles me.
How does it raise? It's not like a commodity traded.
It is.
It's fiat money.
Right.
It's a virtual currency, and it's and there are Bitcoin farms out there. But I mean, what is
a Bitcoin farm?
It's server, so you earn Bitcoins by doing certain things like providing processing power and
This
CPU.
is not a video game.
But it is, and so so you can rent out.
It's like Super Mario Brothers for real.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Ding, 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 ding.
Right, yeah.
So you
Like
can
the coins.
in a bad way.
So you can rent out, basically processing power and CPU power dedicated to the sole purpose of amassing you.
I stopped
Bitcoins.
using timeshare systems in 1995.
No, you didn't. You got anything on a cloud? Welcome to a timeshare system.
Shut up.
Where is the cloud?
Right. What is the cloud? Why
above your
is
head.
the cloud?
Actually, in between
it's water vapor coalescing in the sky, but that's not important right now.
In between breaks, it's been sitting next to me.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious.
Don't call me Shirley.
But no, so I mean, it's so Bitcoins, so you gather them and you amass them, and yeah, you can buy them, you can trade them. They are a virtual currency, and so yeah, I mean, to your point, I mean, they're up at like $800 now.
But where does I get if you buy stock in GM and GM makes money and your stock goes up and who
So it's laws of supply and demand. So
Who profits? Who benefits?
takes that loss if I make
step 2, step 3, profit. No,
It's like the cloud. It's like the internet cloud diagram. Where does it go? I don't know. The cloud.
But no, so I mean, it's a law of supply and demand, and as the demand has grown for a virtual anonymous currency that can be traded for value online, it's become more and more valuable. And
I always wanted to buy Iraqi dinar, and I should have bought Bitcoin instead.
Apparently, well, we can have Russ bring us back, 10, 12-inch stacks of Ethiopian currency.
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh, yeah.
But no, so I mean, it's supply and demand. I mean, and it is virtual. It is anonymous. It is, for all intents and purposes, untraceable.
But supply.
Yeah, who's giving the
who's
supply?
regulating? Who's
Bit press.
limiting?
So there is,
There's a regulating body to
yeah,
this.
and they're making sure that there is never too much of it out there, that it doesn't become a counterfeited currency, that it doesn't become
all it takes is one
flood.
all it takes is one disk magnet on a hard drive somewhere, and the whole thing goes away.
Well, that was one of the stories that came out. So that was one of the stories that came out. Not I think it was last week, where there was basically a Bitcoin marketplace that was set up in China that disappeared, just basically went offline with $1 billion worth of Bitcoins, and they have no idea what the hell happened to it. And it's causing a little bit of a freak out in that virtual ripple effect world.
I thought I could have swore I saw. I don't know if it was Subway, but it says accepting Bitcoin.
Serious?
Lots of places are now.
How do you even? How does that?
I don't know.
You need some sort
Again,
of
I'm as
electronic
confused.
device.
It's like flight to me. I have no idea.
You are familiar with Bernoulli, aren't you?
I have no idea.
Doing stuff, and I can cash it in for other stuff.
That's right.
It's like air. I don't understand air.
I do stuff online, and then I get stuff, and then I can use that stuff to get other stuff, and then there's stuff, and then people want my stuff, and I can trade my stuff for their stuff.
What's wrong with dollars?
Dollars are traceable, man.
Yeah, that's right,
It's all
man.
part of the system.
I don't want him to
bro.
know I ate a footlong for lunch today. Oh, don't isolate that. You don't. I hate you all.
Absolutely isolating.
Are we at a break?
Are we
yet?
at a break yet?
We are actually. You know who we should have in? We'll get Mike Dennis to come in here one time, because he's actually very, very into that whole.
We need to get
Bitcoin
Wolfgang
world.
and Mark back in here to talk about cryptology. That'd be awesome. Crypto missionpreneur.
Yeah.
I can't even say.
So we got more geek ramblings coming up after the break. This is the IT.
Yeah, this is
show.
probably the least funny, most rambling, and yet still kind of cool show that we've done. I'm content.
Somehow Bob's still awake.
All right. Yeah. This is the IT Nitty Show.
Be right back.
Warriors, come out to play.
Soft and lonely, you lost
Still one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't care how many times. I could listen to that all day. Flying blind on a rocket cycle. Not the ball worms. This is episode